What's up everybody? So today we're back in the garage working on the Civic once again. Now last video you guys saw, we ended up getting the 5-leg assemblies as well as the rear disc brakes all installed. We're still waiting on one more piece to finalize that whole swap. We need the brake lines, and while we wait for those to come in, I figured we'd go ahead, jump on to the next project, which is I want to upgrade the taillights. Now the taillights on the car are perfect. I love the way they look, but there's still that old halogen style bulb. So thanks to Oxytel here, they ended up sending us out some new lights here. They're all LED, so you guys can see here, we've got the LED brake lights, we've got the LED turn signals, and then we've also got the LED reverse lights. So we've installed these, not this exact one, but we've installed Oxytel reverse lights on the old Explorer, and they were insanely bright. So I can only imagine what these are going to look like. And then we also have this here, which is like a little resistor to keep it from hyper flashing. So we'll see if we need these or not, but if we do need them, we have them, and they can be installed. So with the car currently, we do have Oxytel lighting on this. We've got the headlights installed in a previous video. We got the super bright LED bulb in there, and we've also got it in the interior as well. So with that being said, let's go ahead and move on to the back end here and show you guys the stock lights, how they look now, and then we'll test them out with the LEDs. Now you guys get to see the brake lights, the reverse lights, and the turn signals all lit up, as well as the daytime running lights. And you can see it's not terrible. They are still relatively bright, but I think adding the LEDs will be a nice modern improvement. So with that being said, now we can go ahead, jump into the back end here, and come in here behind this cover here. I'll get a better light for you guys to see once we do go to remove it. But there should be like 4 little nuts on there. We'll pop the taillight out, and we'll replace each one of the bulbs and see the difference from this one to this one. And we'll go and swap them all out and just see how bright they are overall. So like I said, there's like 4 little nuts. There's one here, one there, and then 2 more up above. So we'll go and take those out, pop the taillight out, disconnect the wiring here, and we can access to the whole taillight once it's completely removed and replace each one of the bulbs. So, now you can see here, we got the taillight out, each one of the bulbs here, 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 and here. So now that those are all removed, you guys can get a good look at it. But if you guys are just doing this on your own personal car, it's not like you have to go through and remove all that. If you can reach back there and just twist them out to access the bulbs, you can do that. But for me, just doing demonstration purposes, I'm gonna take this out so you guys can get a full look at it. So now let's go ahead, swap out the LEDs and see how this looks. So now we have the light completely removed. You guys can see here, we've got a brake light, we've got a turn signal, reverse light, and it appears to be a brake light and a daytime running light, so we may have to get a couple more lights to upgrade this even further. But like I said, the main brake lights here, turn signals in this area, reverse light, and then another brake light down below. But super easy. All you do, take it, pop it out, and then you pop the new one in. So we'll go through with each one of these and change them all out. First up, the brake light. You guys can see the difference between the two. How many LEDs are inside the Oxytel one, as well as all the way wrapped around there. And these will light up red once they do light up. But yeah, the difference is crazy. So all you gotta do, without touching the LEDs, go ahead and slide it in here, like so. And then it should just plug right back in. And then the reverse one, same thing. The only difference is these strips are yellow. Same thing on the inside there. These ones will light up white, so they'll be super bright as well. And then here is the stock bulb versus the Oxytel one. You guys can see here, same style. Trying not to touch the LEDs or anything, but you can see there's a bunch of little LEDs on the inside of this one as well. So we'll go ahead, swap this one out too. So now we got those all installed, as you guys just saw. We'll go and test this out in the car. We still have these 2 little lights here that will need to eventually be replaced, but for the main part now, we've got the brake light, the turn signal, and the reverse light. These ones here, I believe, are just small little guys. Yeah, you can see there. Pretty dinky. I think these are just like the daytime running lights. So we'll go ahead, like I said, install this in the car and see how it looks. So for now we got the taillight setting in here. I went ahead, just plugged it in. It's not bolted in or anything. I just want to test to see how each one of the lights perform and then see if this one hyper flashes here. If it does hyper flash, then we'll have to obviously go through and add that resistor. If not, we won't have to add it, but more than likely we will. So let's go ahead and set you guys up here and test it out. So, as you guys just saw, those Oxytow LED bulbs are insanely bright. Like I said, we had run them before on the Explorer. We just did the reverse light, and I was really amazed with that. And now seeing it from sitting in the driver's seat of the Civic and seeing it cast out here on the back side of the door, you guys can see just how bright they were. That reverse light is super bright, super white. The only thing is we'll still need to go through and fix the hyper flash issue because you guys did see it was hyper flashing when it did the turn signal. So thankfully Oxytow did send us out that little resistor. So we'll go ahead, wire that in, test to make sure it works. And we'll get a little comparison for you guys to see the passenger side, which will have all the LEDs, and we'll compare it to the driver side, which will keep all the stock factory bulbs. So with that being said, let's go ahead, wire in that little resistor to get rid of the hyper flash and see how it looks. So on the back side of the taillight here, like you guys just saw, we place the turn signal here. We have these two wires here. We have the signal wire and the ground wire. And then with this resistor here that they sent us, we'll just connect it and splice it into these two here to remove the hyper flash. So in order to do that, they sent out these little quick splices here. So basically all you do is take one end of this wire and you slide it in through here, and you take the other end, which has that little gap there, and it's going to go over top of that wire, whichever one you choose for this one. So this would be on the ground side, so we splice into that. In order to do that, this little thing hinges over, presses down on that metal tab, and it splices the two wires together. And then same thing on the other side. So once you have this side hooked up, we'd splice into this side as well. Then we have to find some place to mount this that it's not going to get too hot, melt any plastic or wire or anything, just have it up out of the way, or try to kind of heat wrap it of some kind. So with that being said, let's go ahead, wire this up, and make sure we don't have any hyper flash issues. So you guys can see we got the first one installed. Basically that's all it is. It just kind of clamps down onto the two wires, but it's nice and snug in there, not going anywhere. So that first one's installed. Now we'll go ahead and connect the other one. And when I'm done with this, I'm going to wrap a little electrical tape on there just to ensure that doesn't let go. So just like that, both are installed now. We'll find some place to kind of tuck this up out of the way, but we'll go and test this out now, make sure that we don't have any hyper flash issues. Now you guys get to see the differences between the LEDs versus the stock bulbs. Overall, I think the LEDs are a huge improvement. Definitely a lot brighter, modernizes it a bit more. So you guys got to see everything light up from the turn signals, the reverse lights, and the brake lights. There's still those two other little bulbs in there, like I think they're the daytime running lights. We'll have to upgrade at some point. But overall, I'm super happy with that. So with that being said, we can jump on now to the other side. We'll go and pop out those 4 little 8mm nuts and wire up and get the LED bulbs installed on this side. And you can see overall what it looks like together. So I ended up getting the taillight removed on the driver's side, and this one here, it's a little bit in worse condition than what the passenger side was. You guys can see it's like a bunch of dirt and stuff filled up in there, so I pulled the harness and stuff off. But yeah, all of that came out from inside there. You guys can see it's pretty dirty. I'm not sure why this is so bad. I also have like one of these studs that's busted on here too. They're pretty rusty looking, so we may have to source a new taillight, but for now we'll go ahead, put in the new bulbs, and see how it looks. And now we got the LEDs all installed on this side. So this side is complete with the resistor and everything. So now both sides are matching and equal. We'll go ahead and set you guys up so you can see the comparison now that it is completely LED, and see how bright they are. So there you guys have it. We got the taillights on the Civic all done, and I gotta say, they look awesome. They are insanely bright compared to what they were before. Overall, a nice modern touch. The only thing is my taillight housings, they're not in the best condition. You guys can kind of see there's like some spider cracking going on, and then that driver's side was full of like dirt or something, so I'm not really sure where that came from, but the LED bulbs are awesome. They're super, super bright, and if you guys are interested in those, I'll be sure to link them down in the description below so you guys can pick up a set for yourself. But overall, Civic's coming along nicely. So far, we've got the LED headlights, the interior lights, and now the taillights. All it's left to do is to get LED turn signals on the front, and I believe we just need LED license plate lights in the back. But overall, everything's coming together nicely. So hope you guys liked this video. If you guys did, make sure you big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. We got plenty more stuff coming. We still got to finish off bleeding the brakes and get this thing on the ground with some new wheels and tires and take this thing out for a spin finally with the full conversion. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys in the next one.